Hey, what's going on, everybody? I got a really cool stream today. I'm going to be interviewing Man of Steel, a guy who I met through Twitter. We're going to see how much we have in common. I don't know about this one. I don't know if we're going to have a lot in common or nothing in common because I don't know a lot about him. So this one's going to be fun. Let me go ahead and get up into this Twitter space so we can just get straight to it. Guys, make sure to like the video on the way in if you want to be a real homie. Make sure to do that for me.
I'm good, and hope you're doing good also.
My bad, bro. I can hear you. What's up?
Okay, hope you're doing good also.
Oh, nice. That'll be a good one tonight, guys.
What's up, Man of Steel? I can
Everybody could
barely hear you.
reshare the space, give it a thumbs up or like. My bad for my dogs. My chihuahuas are kind of autistic.
What's up, Vale? What's up, Man of Steel?
What's
Can
up,
you hear
man?
me, bro?
Yeah, definitely.
Your mic's a little bit muffled. Are you on your phone?
Yeah, let me let me just say that.
See if you can fix the microphone a little bit because I think I can barely hear you. Anybody that's coming in on the stream, please let me know how it sounds through the stream whenever he talks because I can only tell by my speakers. What's up, Vale? How's your night
Yeah,
going?
I'm back. Apologies for the lack of action, but yeah, man, it's going great. We're having a wonderful Sunday evening. It's 8:30 p.m. right now, Central Time.
Excited.
But how's it going for you, man? What's up, Spurgio?
I'm excited to learn about Man of Steel, man. Man of Steel, talk again really quick and let's see if it's working better.
You can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Vale, can you hear him good?
Yeah,
Can
dude,
you,
speak one more time, man. I'm adjusting my settings as well.
can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, I can hear you. Okay, loud and clear, bro.
So let's get in speaking.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, so actually, dude, I'm curious on both your guys. Hold on, dude. Man of Steel, you're giving a bit of feedback.
Yeah, your mic has really bad feedback, man.
Ah,
Are you using a headphones or anything like that?
as well now.
It's a little
Can you
better.
get? Can
Just
you
keep
hear me
talking
now?
for a second so we can test your mic. Just keep talking.
Dude, it's still pretty bad feedback, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Man of Steel, I'm gonna drop you and then I'll bring you back up. Okay, man. Okay, cool. Okay, sending the invite again. Oh, we're off to some technical issues right now. Our
Yeah,
our
I don't
mics
know
are
if he
spurging
does
out.
I don't know if he does spaces that often. So
Oh shit, he left.
I don't know if he does spaces that often. So we'll see if he can get it to work. Man, that sucks. I hope he can get it to work. Sounds like he's using an Android, man. This is another reason why iPhone's such a big deal. If you don't use an
Yeah,
iPhone, you're just fucking up in life.
dude, you gotta admit, man, iPhone cornered the market with their mics and cameras.
I mean, it's more about this. It's so easy to use. It's so retard proof. That's why it's perfect for old people too to give them an
Yeah,
iPhone.
dude, exactly, bro. iPhones are made for the Spurgs, bro. I highly doubt anybody. Dude, that's why you don't hear too many Android users on these spaces, bro. It's mainly iPhone users.
I don't know. There's actually. I feel like a lot of the people in our spaces are Android people. Hey, he's back in here. You can send him an invite.
I just invited him.
Shout out to Right Side and Sense and Keegan and Dog and Brooke for coming and hanging out if we can get this working.
We got the whole show Spurgs, the whole Spurg team right here.
For real. Everybody needs to go check out Right Side's video she posted this morning. That was a really good one, actually.
Dude, take a shot every time she says 6, 7, 8, 9, dude.
For real. Man, still, did you get it?
Shit, I sent him another message or another invite. I'm waiting on him.
Shit. I'm about to. Come on, Man of Steel.
Damn, dude, this.
Next time, it's okay. This is a learning experience, Phil. Next time I'm doing this, we're gonna like do a bunch of audio testing beforehand to make sure whoever we're doing it with it works correctly.
Yeah, we're basically giving people a behind the scenes look right now when we have technical issues.
Yeah, dude. This used to happen on my podcast all the time, and it was horrible because if I was sitting behind the table at the start of the show or something and shit fucked up, I'd have to like walk around like all the people to get over there to fucking fix the issue. I was the only one who knew to fix anything in the system. It was horrible.
So unprofessional, bro.
Yeah, I know. Man of Steel, it still sounds really crazy, man. What type of phone are you using? Oh shit.
Like we got you, bro, but there's like that feedback, bro. It's like it sounds like scratching on like glass
Here,
or something.
mute your mic, Bill, whenever he's talking, and let's see if it's only when our mics are open because I've seen that happen before. Man of Steel, talk really quick.
Oh, go ahead, Man of Steel. Let's test this out. I'm gonna mute my mic. Sergio's gonna have his mic muted. Go ahead and speak, bro.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay. So it's our mics with your mic. So when we're gonna go back and forth and speak, we're gonna mute each other's mics. So like when you speak, we're gonna mute our mics. When you speak, when we speak, you mute your mic. Okay, man.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So I actually want to know one thing between you guys. So Man of Steel, what is your opinion on the red pill? We're gonna start off with that because I want to get a better feel because this is like the first time I believe we interacted.
Yeah. For me, personally, the red pill is like it's basically common sense. You know, a lot of people maybe in the West, you guys say a lot of things about red pill being bad and it's not being good or things like that. But it's basically common sense. Like if you see the way women act or the way the world is, you know that some things are just, rough, harsh, but there's a lot of people they like to cling to their little life, to their own bubble, so they don't want to know the truth about things. So yeah, the red pill for me is common sense.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from exactly? It doesn't sound like you're from the West. Are you by chance? You'd have to give me like a rough idea, or like where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Europe.
Oh, so you are of the West. Okay, so this is what I would say to that, right? I think OG Red Pill, in my opinion, was like the best prescription based, which was like you're going to be a better man than you were yesterday. Today, I don't like the Red Pill because of I believe it's evolved into like just bitch and complain about women. But I know Sergio did have a point. I just want to know your views on the Red Pill. But go ahead, Sergio. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, Man of Steel? Thanks for coming on the stream, bro. I just really, wanted to talk to you about, dating. I know that you run a pretty good account on here, so I wanted to break down what you teach versus what I teach, and we can discuss, different solutions that guys can do in the dating world. Just to start off, man, yeah, exactly what Bill said. Where are you from? You there, bro?
Man of Steel.
My mic's having issue again. I didn't hear you the first time.
Yeah, I was just wondering where you're from.
France.
You're from France. Okay.
France. Okay.
Okay, so from your dating perspective, are you single? Are you married? Can you give me your age or anything like that?
So yeah, I'm in my early 30s and I am not single. I have two girls on my rotation, and that's basically it.
You said you have two what
Two girls, two girls on my rotation.
on your rotation? How old are you again?
30s, early 30s.
Early 30s. Do you have any kids or are you planning on getting married?
Yeah, I plan on getting married maybe the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Are you religious?
Huh?
Are you religious?
Yeah, I am.
What religion?
Um, it's kind of like a paradox for me because my mom was a Christian and my dad was like Muslim. So it's kind of confusing at the end of the day since we are both all serving the same gods.
And so when it comes to doing the rotation thing, why do you keep a rotation instead of just one girl?
To be honest, like I believe I said in a tweet of mine that it is way easier to keep multiple women than it is to keep a single one. And it is for the reason that if you have multiple women, okay, they come and go, one, sure, that's good. You get to save time. With the single woman, she's like on your neck, she wants to know what you're up to every single moment. But the most important thing there is, you know, I won't say is about the competition anxiety, multiple women vying for your attention, but I'll simply boil it down to the fact that having multiple women is just way easier than having a single one.
But are these the type of women that you want to take serious, or is it going like, are these the type of girls that you wouldn't want to take serious though?
Very interesting. Because if I break it down the way I do things, is in the initial phase of being with each one of these girls, I'm not looking for anything serious, like initially, if you get what I mean. But as time goes on and the vetting process that I put in place, then I'm like, okay, maybe she's good, then I take her up to the second level or the third level, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, the women in my rotation, yeah, I take them seriously. But with the dating world, nothing is on like a standstill. So at any time, some might drop off. So you have to have backup in place and keep the lead pipe filled, something like that.
So when you do this dating strategy though, what inevitably ends up happening is you just put on rotation like low quality women that like honestly aren't like worth a relationship, and that's why you're doing a rotation with them. Because if they were a good quality girl, you would probably lock it in and like take care of it.
I wouldn't say that. I won't say that. You see, if yeah, sure, I have been with a lot of low quality women. I'm not going to lie on that fact. But being but the women I have on my rotation, they are high quality. This and it's not because I said they are, but it's because I know they are. I've seen the way they act, the way they behave, it's basically it. You know, you can, like we always say, you don't judge beauty. You have to judge character, and that's what I always do. I make sure that the character of each woman is vetted properly, and they are also good to go. So sure.
How do you vet a woman's character properly?
Good question. I'm going to fill it down to my first the first girl in my rotation, the girl I called the number one. I met her at a library at the time. I was going to get a book for my friend. Okay, so when I met her at the library here in France, we got talking about a couple of things. You know, I asked her about a book recommendation. Okay, so I don't want to take this story so long, but vetting for the character is about loyalty. So each day you test her, okay, you want to know what kind of girl is she is, like in a degree of how tolerant is she to you, like how tolerant is she to you, and character. We could say a lot about character, like how interested is she in it? Does she cook? Does she clean? Does she respect me? That's the highest form of character. Does she respect me? How does she act when we are around other people? Is she loud mouthed? Is she cool? The what are her priorities in with me? Those boils down to what kind of character she has.
Okay. And just so everybody knows that's listening, y'all are going to be able to come up and ask me or Man of Steel questions at the end of this, in like 20, 30 minutes when we're done doing questions. But next, bro, I wanted to ask, uh, I still wanted to say I really think that they must be low quality girls. Try to mute your mic whenever I'm talking if you can, because the audio messes up really bad whenever one of us is talking and the other one's mic isn't muted. But like I still can't help but say that I feel like you're dealing with low quality women because all those things that you just named off, like it's not hard for me to find a girl that does those things. Basically, any girl with burning genuine desire would do all those things, has good character, and then also will do the cooking and cleaning, all that stuff that you're talking about. And I feel like when you're spinning plates, you're just kind of just spinning fat girls, old girls, girls that nobody else wants, and you're just kind of like taking them on dates and stuff to get sex. It's kind of like tricking. It's kind of like paying for pussy in a way to me. And I think it's just really weird whenever guys waste their time doing that. You should just try to find the best girl possible and focus your energy on that instead of having to try to, spin plates with girls that are, mediocre at best.
Ah, I think the problem with let me ask you a question, Saju. Are you like a monogamist? Like, are you into monogamist stuff?
What did you say? What did you say?
Are you like more of a man that's, you prefer one woman, you stick down, you tie down one woman and you stay with one woman?
No, oh, my mic is fucking up. My computer's
Oh,
being laggy, my bad. But no, I definitely think that relationships with one person is best. Like over time, like if we're just talking just like over a long period of time for a guy, one person is best for him. I talk about serial monogamy, so I understand sometimes you're gonna have another relationship, you're gonna break up. I definitely think guys have a tendency to want quantity more than quality. Like they're like a woman wants quality and a guy wants quantity. He probably wants more girls. But yeah, I think that pornography and a lot of things help fend that off whenever a guy has those type of urges. I really think that a guy does better whenever he's just taking care of one girl and that one girl's taking care of him. Like you're just have you work as a better team. Like whenever you're doing what you're doing, like you don't have a girl that's an ultra teammate able to help you out like in every aspect of your life like my girl's able to do for me right now. And I think that it's just a totally different lifestyle that doesn't suffice to anything, that's good for you.
but the thing is, yeah, fair. You have some points there, but look, I want you to look at let's not even go there about statistics or none of that. Look at most men relationship. Most men with one woman, their relationship. Like, come on, I've seen a lot of things. I've been there, and I'm not trying to put you down. If you do have like a girl that you love and you want to be with her, I have nothing against it. I'm just literally saying it as it is. Most men with one woman in a relationship, they are getting fucking cuffed. Like they're they're getting destroyed by the girl in the relationship. Having one woman tends to, you know, get you very complacent about having one woman, and it gets her complacent because it's fun to say that love suffers from indigestion, not starvation. It's very easy to say that, but having one woman, it puts too much. Okay, the only reason you should have one woman, in my opinion, is you're sure that this girl, she will sacrifice everything for you. You get me? You're sure that this girl will sacrifice everything for you. Most men in a single relationship with one girl are getting mugged out there. They're they're getting seriously mugged. So I don't see any benefits in having one girl in a relationship. And the best part about having other girls is that I don't have to lie to them about having other girls. I simply tell them, hey, I'm honest. I want to see other women. If you don't want that, then you are free to go. It's way, way easy than being focused on one girl, seeing each other every day, multiple times. It gets fucking boring. Come on, it gets fucking
But
boring.
but 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 the reason why is because the guys well first off like the boring part. I don't know how you're spending so much time with the girl that you end up bored. Like that just means that you're stuck up her ass and you're spending too much time with her, and you should like do other things. And I agree that some couples spend too much time together, but the problem with like the two relationship thing, like I understand that you need like another girl to make the other girl here mute your mic if you can. It's back feeding really quick. But like if you have like the second girl to try to dread like the first one, you can just do what I teach, which is have a social circle of women, have a lot of women that are your friends, and you don't have to do anything. Your girl will respect you because she knows at any point if y'all broke up, you have plenty of options, you have plenty of things that you can go do to replace her, and that alone is the dread by itself. Just having a big social circle, guys not having a friend group and not having a backbone because they don't have the confidence of telling the girl, if she's being crazy, like, go ahead, leave, walk out the door. I don't give a shit. That's the problem. It's a confidence issue. And if you have to have two girls that have that type of confidence, That's the problem. You should have such a good social circle. You should have so many friends that are women that you don't even worry about that type of shit. And like and honestly, that's what fixes all the other issues in relationships is when a guy has that level of confidence. It's just like I understand why you do like the two girl thing. It's just that doesn't solve the underlining issue though at the end of the day, which is a confidence issue.
You do have the point in the social cycle um issue, but you know, I don't think um to be honest, I don't think having multiple girls is a sign of low confidence. I'm not in any way trying to
Man of Steel,
uh,
did you break out there? Oh, there you go, bro. Okay, go ahead.
ah my mic's off again.
Them French mics are trash.
So as I was saying, having two girls in your rotation isn't like a sign of low confidence or anything like that. It's just it boils down to personal choice, and it boils down to what you want exactly. And if the girl in that you are seeing, the multiple girls you're seeing, they are also interested in that form of relationship. And I get your point about men not be confident enough in relationship to to tell a girl off when she's acting weird. A good social cycle helps with that. But let's be honest, in today's world, how many men could brag that they have a very good social cycle? How many men could really, really come out and say, okay, I have a fabulous social cycle. If she walks away, I don't give a fuck, right? Not many men can do that. And that's where the issue is. A lot of men they depend on the dating apps. Very few even do approaches, and building a social circle it takes a lot of time, and you just one silly mistake could end up ruin everything. So it isn't easy per se in for a result of men to be confident in their relationship, but having multiple women could solve that. And you are interested and you are actually honest with a girl that this is what you want. It's like the it's like being in a polygynist marriage, right? You literally you know stay with them. There's nothing low confidence about being with multiple women or getting married to multiple women. So that's how it is.
Do you think that good quality women are okay with being with a guy who's spinning plates on them?
It depends a lot with that. It depends a lot on that. I can't say I can. So let me just share. It's going to be like a brief story. Um, so I met a girl 2 years ago. Okay, I don't know the definition of high quality woman individually, but I could say that she was high quality in a sense. Okay, and she wasn't cool with me having a rotation, and it's fair or fair to her. If she wants to go, she can go. But if it is a question of how many high quality women will want to share a man, I don't know. To be honest, I don't. Most will. most won't. It's like a 50-50 in that kind of sense.
You use dating apps, correct?
Maybe a few years ago, but now no.
Okay. No, it's just it just once again it goes back to like the whole reason why I preach social circle games so hard is because I don't think there's any other option. Like I don't see it as, oh, I can do social circle game or I can do pickup or I can do dating apps. It's like there's no option to me. It's only social circle. Like, do you want to win the game or do you want to lose the game? And it's like if you want to win the game, it's only social circle. If you don't get, because the problem with not doing social circle is when you're doing pickup or anything like that, you're pursuing the girls. Like you're never going to get genuine desire. Like you'll get girls on your rotation that just need a guy to fuck, or you'll get girls that are like low quality that no other guy wants, or they're old, or they're fat, or they're, like whatever negative thing about them that makes them not want, no other guy want them anyways either. So it's just like I see it as a huge problem whenever you do anything other than social circle, because that's how you filter the genuine desire, the girl that's coming to you, like the one that wants you. And I see a lot of guys like you or anyone that does, regular dating or is spinning plates. And all I see is just somebody that wishes they could have the quality woman that they want, but they're just spinning plates, fucking girls that, nobody fucking wants, but it's better than not fucking anything, or fucking a fucking, a rubber vagina or something. And like, I just really think that if guys switch to social circle only, you would be able to find that girl that has genuine desire for you. And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, if you want love, if you want kids one day, that's all that fucking matters. Which you said you did want kids and that you did want to get married.
Hold on,
Yeah,
guys, real quick, because we got requests coming in, but we're not going to be accepting anybody for another like 30 minutes to an hour. Right now, it's just between Spurgio and Man of Steel, and I'll let everybody know when we're going to start accepting requests.
Yeah, and we probably will kind of soon, guys. I'm not gonna take it too long. Like I really want them to come up and ask questions too, probably in like 15ish minutes. But no, man. So
Okay.
I also wanted to ask, what do you think about love? Do you think that love is a real thing? I like to talk about, romantic chivalry a lot. Shout out to Peter Wright from gynocentrism.com. What do you think about, romantic love, especially somebody that's from France? Because I think that y'all are a country of love and bullshit. Maybe I'm wrong.
um when it comes to talks about love, yeah, I am a big believer in love, even though I have gotten my heart broken a few times into a million pieces. But yeah, I believe in love. That's why I always say there in my tweets that there are good women out there. Because I have met a couple, I have fumbled a couple, and but I still believe, yeah, there is love, because there is love.
If you could like do like a build a perfect girl kind of like to get married to, like what would the stats be? Like what age? Like what features?
Definitely girl in her early 20s. Definitely girl in her early 20s.
Oh, wait, what did you say? You just said girl in early 20s and what else?
Um, then you know, vet for the character. If I was to build up a perfect girl, maybe I'll say okay. Um, apart from being in her early 20s, I want her to have like big boobs, big ass, then maybe character wise loyalty, which is very important. Um, tolerance level, maybe lack of drama. But all these things we're just saying it because not everybody is flawless. I could keep listing on policies, but almost all every human isn't flawless. So you know.
What's your body count?
So yeah, is there any questions?
Yeah, no, I was saying, what's your body count?
Uh, when I crossed the hundreds mark, I stopped counting.
Oh man,
I
so
just stopped
you're a
counting
Superman, or
at the
you going
100
all
mark.
out, huh?
Huh?
I said you're a Superman whore. You're going all
You
out.
said?
I said you're trying to get all the girls, man. You're trying to run that number up.
Ah, though right now I'm not even thinking of racking up that number. I think at this rate my mates they were like, bro, you need to settle down immediately. You can't keep doing this forever. And I'm like, yeah, sure,
Are you a
sure,
gym
sure.
guy? Do you go to the gym?
Yeah, definitely. Three to five times a week.
And do you like gym girls?
So
Do you
any
like gym
questions,
girls?
View?
Yeah, actually, do have a couple of questions. One, does virgin status matter to you?
Does what?
Virgin status matter to you, and should it matter to men getting into the dating scene?
I've though, though I've said a lot of I've thrown a lot on about virgin, but I think in a sense a lot of men are too fixated on the virgin status. Even I would say, and it will be controversial, even on the body count stats, a lot of men are way too preoccupied with body counts. I think at the end of the day, you don't know our body counts, right? You don't know. You can't tell, our stats per se. Being with a virgin doesn't mean that your relationship will go smoothly. I've dated pretty much my own share of virgins, and it's not as smooth as people say it should be. Same with girls that have high body counts. I actually know an acquaintance of mine. Um, dude is like, you know, it's like is the definition of like a shad. You know, probably have like 200 plus body counts. His wife is you could tell that how should I put it? She was like a slut before. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter much. What matters is she in the game with you? Is she in the game with you? That's what I think people are way fixated on the virgin and the body count stuff. Way fixated.
If anybody else wants to come up now, Vale, it's cool for other people to come up and ask questions. Just anybody that comes up and asks a question, remember to mute your mic whenever he's talking so it doesn't mess up. And yeah, make sure to do the mic muting thing so then we can all hear each other really well for the stream. But yeah, go ahead and start bringing people up, Vale.
Okay, man. If everybody wants to request, now's the time to do it, and we'll bring you guys up.
And Vale,
And
you can ask any questions too now, Vale, if you have any questions for him.
oh yeah, man, I got you. I don't know, my main one was like the whole virgin thing because I like what Man of Steel said there. A lot of dudes are hung up with the whole virgin status thing, which I think it takes away from the how you say the pool of dating. Like for example, a lot of dudes are so focused on the virginity side when it's like a smaller pool of women that are. So you're going to get you're basically narrowing it down too small for yourself. And if you're not like a higher quality man, you're gonna kind of like miss out on that opportunity. I don't know. That's my opinion. But Brooke just got her hand up. What's up, Brooke? You got a question?
You've been doing what you're doing, and what is your biggest highlight of what you've been doing? Does that make sense?
I think you cut in a little bit late, Brooke. Like, start over with that if you could.
Okay. I wanted to know how long both of you have been doing what you've been doing, and what is like the biggest highlight or the biggest achievement of what you've been doing.
Well, I'll go first, Man of Steel.
Sergio, I think you should go first.
Yeah, so for me, I've only been doing this coming on 2 years now in just a couple months. As far as helping dudes like hardcore, only probably like a year and a half. Um, what's the best achievement? Shit, just if one, just like probably just like the one fat dude that like I was really proud of that actually went and lost weight. Like most of the guys that I talk to are more gamer nerds and stuff, but the one fat guy that actually like lost like 40 pounds and he's been young and good now. Shout out to my homie. I'm not going to say him by name, but I'm very proud of him because he's the one guy in my group that like went and like lost a bunch of weight and really like changed his figure and everything. So yeah, I gotta say like seeing his pictures change was probably the coolest achievement in the world, and it actually inspired me to want to go to the gym more so I can inspire more guys on a fitness level because changing a guy's life in a fitness way, I don't think there's anything more rewarding than that in my opinion.
Okay, I believe Advocate had a question. What's up, Advocate?
Well, no, that was a question for Man of Steel also, Vale.
Oh, was he
Brooke-
going to answer
Brooke
my
asked it for
part?
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Brooke.
For me, it was I started this account 2022, and my highlights have like I've been helping men since 2023. My highlight has to be there was this guy that came to my ZM, and he was in a pickle in his relationship. He said he fucks up because he has been listening to too many red pill advice, and his girlfriend, he has been acting strange, all those kind of power struggles kind of stuff. So when I simply told him that look, you can't be following most of these things on Twitter. Some of the teachers here on Twitter, they are not legit. They are just trolling most of the time. So to see him, a year later, he sends me this DM with his car. You know, he hit the gym. He was doing good. He has a fiance now. Was It was it was surreal because you know just helping someone, every man, a single man is more than enough. Plus there are other lights, but that one was something because he was going through this heartbreak, and his family was going through this crisis. So for him to just pass through all those was amazing, just amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
just whoever was next.
it was Advocate. What's up, Advocate? Advocate, you there, man? Okay, so I don't think Advocate's there yet, so I actually proposed a question myself. So to Man of Steel, where do you think it's that a lot of young men go wrong when it comes to like the red pill and the dating advice today? Do you agree with like a lot of the fresh and fit, a lot of the like Andrew Tate advice that's out there about dating, or do you think that you take your own approach when it comes to a lot of this? When it comes to like the whole dating thing?
It was like, for me, I remember the first time I was down into the rabbit hole of the red pill. I was angry, I was depressed, I hated women for like, I think it was a year or so. So a lot of young men, I think the reason why they are so angry is because they have this kind of mental construct, this picture in their head of how women should be, and it's because of the programming, society programming. Women are supposed to be in a certain way in everyone's head. But if you look at young men today, that's the thing with an ideology. It always goes further than the people who started it. Like red pill was inserted to be just common sense, things you should just know as a man. But eh, a lot of people take it overboard. There's a lot of grifters on the space. They are taking advantage of these young men. So for me, if most of my message to young men is simple, you know, it is part of life. Most of the harsh truth is part of life, but you don't have to be so closed about it. Just let it flow through you, like water. You don't let anything, just you don't stick to anything. You just let it flow through you.
We learned that French was tonight, man. I feel like I've never met a French dating coach, so this is pretty different.
I
Good
know. Well,
morning,
dude, it's like
friend.
the country. He's got some points on all of us, bro. He can teach us something. Dog, if you want to come up, man, go ahead. I'm gonna send you an invite.
I think
Anybody?
Advocate was talking. He can go if he wants to go now.
Oh, Advoc's back. Okay, what's up, Advocate?
Maybe he's not.
Yeah. Okay, what's up, dog?
Um, I guess I have a question for both of you guys. So, and I'm sorry if you hear like Mickey Mouse Roadsters on in the background. My kids watching TV, but I wanted to pose a question to both of you guys. But so pretty much my question is that with this new genre, more or less, of media, which you red pill content. Do you think that there's a certain level, degree of this content being kind of like poisonous to young men rather than helpful? And if so, how do you mitigate that? And how do you like bring some bring reality into the red pill where people understand that, hey, there's red pill truths that are objective truth about female nature and better ways of navigating it? Because from what I've seen, a lot of this information, rather than it being used as a tool, it's just been used as a tool um, to suppress your inadequacies and blame it on just the other gender, rather than doing what needs to be done to better yourself and be able to have access to these women. So that's my question. I'll drop down a listener.
Yeah, I'll go first again. Man of Steel. No, I would say that, yeah, the biggest thing that we can do to push back on it is what I teach, to be friends with the women, because we can't have them learning about women from Fresh and Fit, or learning about women from, reading about it, just looking at stats. We have to have them learn about women from experience. So going and being friends with women, building a social circle with them, being around women all day long, like I was my whole life, makes you a fucking expert at women. And it's through experience, and not just because somebody told you something. It's literally because you learned from watching them, and experience is always going to be the greatest teacher. I'm a heavy believer in that. And then also, obviously, getting your own confidence up is a really big deal. And like, guys don't understand, sitting online and complaining all day isn't getting their confidence up. Like, Man of Steel knows this because he goes to the gym. Accomplishing shit, like building yourself up to doing, getting better at completing stuff is what's going to make you feel like a confident man, which is going to make, all the red pill stuff kind of go out the window whenever you walk around like with that type of, confidence on your shoulders.
Yeah, I actually agree with Sergio on that part. And I will add, for young men growing up, they should understand that, okay, while this is true, at the end of the day, it's something you should know. Has his own, everybody is, should I say, white and black? I don't know. But everybody has his own, like, own dark side, okay? But the thing is, it isn't even about the the female nature, the harshness of the female nature. I think it's the fact that so many young men these days, they actually are looking for someone to blame for their predicament. Like, what will you do if you were 5 foot 4, and you couldn't get women, and someone comes and tells you, okay, it's the women's fault for this, you know? So you say, yeah, it is the women's fault. That's why I can get women. So yeah, a lot of young men, we need to like show them that, okay, while this is true, it doesn't mean that you have to accept it as your reality. And like said, you see, you have to actually go out there and communicate with women. I actually, you know I actually tell a lot of people, my followers, that they should, have female friends because it kinds of put everything into context for you. So it's easy for you to like know know the real thing from what's being, sold online.
No, thank you for that question, Dog Ninja. Man of Steel, whenever it comes to, like getting married, what do you think about getting down on one knee? Are you going to get down on one knee when you propose?
You're making me think. um it's the timing of this question because someone asked me, I think it was last week, whether I will go down one knee and and propose. But like I told that person, I actually don't know. I might I might not, but might. So I really don't know. I really don't know.
What about for the wedding? Are you going to do
But
like a church wedding, or are you going to do one like through the government? Like, do you have any plans to make sure the wedding is safer or anything like that?
so yeah, a friend of mine have he has multiple wives. Like I think he has four wives. So he's been telling me a lot of stuff regarding that fact. But I'm not sure about the government, even though I am to do with the government. No, I'm not sure about the government. It has to be something else, definitely.
I'm surprised that you want to do the multiple wives thing because it seems like it's really expensive to do it the correct way. Do you make good money, or do you plan on making like really good money to do like the multiple girls thing, or are you gonna just like have one really good wife and like splurge on the both of y'all?
No, I was thinking about having multiple wives. Um, I wouldn't say I make good money, but I'll say I have enough to go by. No, I have enough that for at least multiple wives. I have enough money for at least multiple wives. But I don't know if I'll go down that route or I might. Also a question of for the future, I guess.
Is it true that women in France have hairy armpits?
Nice, man. Nice. That's good to hear because a lot of dudes tend to focus only on the finances, and I don't think you need to make that much money to actually contribute to a relationship. Like when I was growing up, I heard a lot about, oh, you need to be a provider and and take care of your woman as much as financially possible. And now that I realize that you don't need, well, for one, you're not married. As soon as you get into a relationship, you're not married. You don't have to give her anything. You don't have to pay for extravagant gifts, extravagant lifestyle at all. It's literally just about figuring each other out and seeing if you're compatible. So you don't need very much. You don't need hardly any money to date. I would say if you want to retain a girl, especially like a girl of higher status, maybe she's like an 8, 9, or 10. She she's maybe better off on like class ranking, as in like maybe she's a higher class. Maybe she has her shit together, or whatever. Then yeah, you would need more money. But I think for your average girl dating the average guy, I really don't think you need to have that much of an income. I think a standard living wage is perfect, or maybe even under that. There's dudes who are completely flat broke. They live off their girls, dude. Not that I'm saying that's a good thing, but they do it.
That,
Yeah,
uh, that-
yeah, because I got like I get DMs a lot about guys telling me that, oh, do they need to earn like maybe 10K a month, because money Twitter said if you don't have 10K a month that your girl will leave you. I think it's quite you don't need that much. Like I know a friend of mine that has like four wives, and the man, come on, it's like the wives they earn much, So it's easy, the financial strain is not that much on him. So it's quite easy, you don't need a absurd amount of money to be in a relationship. But most guys think so. I don't know why most guys think so.
Do
I
they
don't
do they live together or do they live separate?
know. They actually live together in one household.
Okay, yeah, I guess I could see how that's pretty financially efficient if they're all in one house. But most of my friends that I know that are Islamic, it's like each woman has their own house at different places.
Oh, the friend of mine isn't Islamic. He is atheist.
That's even crazier that he's atheist and he's doing something like that.
Yeah, very very crazy.
Do women in France have
And
bad underarm hair?
the best part about it is you could tell that as long as you have structure, because he has a lot of rules in
Answer
this
my
household.
question about the
So each
underarm
lady
hair.
has to, each wife have to follow the rules. They all know the rules. He has 7 children, so it's quite easy. Like there isn't much constraint on the women. Okay, they are not stressed out. Like most family, most marriage these days, you have the wife going to work, the husband going to work. You don't expect her to work, from 9 to 5 each day, and it would be a mental constraint on her part. So it wouldn't be easy. She's stressed out. She's on survival mode, trying to earn to make sure the household is set. So, but in this polygenistic marriage, the wives are cool. They literally cooks.
Are they allowed to sleep? I'm guessing they only sleep with him. Like it's open on his end, closed on their end, type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's close on their end.
Is there any way you could get me an interview with this guy? I would love to like be able to talk to him about this.
Uh I don't I don't know it's possible, but I will ask
Yeah,
definitely.
ask for me, bro, because I would love to be able to talk to a guy who's doing something like that. Because I just don't see how it's like possible. It sounds crazy. Uh,
But even to me, when I first met him through a friend, I thought it was actually absolutely crazy, because at the time, I was also, harboring the idea of polygenistic lifestyle, but it wasn't something I used to think to myself, okay, this isn't sustainable. Come on, you can't have a multiple wife and not feel the heat. But when my friend introduced me to him and I saw the way everything goes, I was like, okay, definitely. Then I had to talk with him, and he said, this wasn't his first time. This first time he fucked things up, so he learned a lot from that first time to make the second time, much better. So yeah.
I just think that most of the time, whenever we hear these type of instances where it's like the guy with multiple girls or something like that, unless he really has it on lockdown, like a Persian prince did, fucking 1,000 years ago, it's these. It's usually not as loyal as everybody thinks. Like one of the girls is fucking somebody else or something. Like anytime, like you think you're getting over on chicks, dude, it's like they're just conniving and they're very covert. Like you can think that like you're getting all this privilege that nobody else would get. And low key, she's like sucking another dude's dick and then coming and kissing you after like she swallows his cup. Like I don't know, dude. Anytime you try to do stuff like that, especially if it's not religious back, like you're saying he's atheist and he's doing this. Oh man, I don't trust it one fucking bit. Like maybe if it was religious back, then it was like an Islamic thing because then like those women like were raised in a culture that way. But I mean, dude, just women get jealous, man. Like they really don't like their guy having, especially if they're a girl that like is quality in any way. Like, oh, dude, they get jealous like crazy.
Um, the super, I would say, uh, okay. Here's the story behind Ish of the wife. Okay, this his first wife, he met her, I believe he said, in Australia. you know, everything went good, and he said he could feel the love she had for him. So when it came time to marry, her father was, I think he said, he was a detective. He wasn't cool with the fact that his daughter was going to be with him, because he made it clear to his daughter, I mean my friend, he made it clear to the girl that he wasn't going to marry only her. So the father of the girl, he wasn't pleased about it. So at the end of the day, she had to like decide. She had to choose between her family and him, and she chose him. You get what I mean? So I don't
Yeah.
know if that we could call that genuine desire. Then his second wife wasn't, she didn't leave her family. Her family respected that choice. But the third wife actually seeked him out. The third and the fourth wife, they actually seeked him out, like, because he was getting popular. He was getting popular with the girls. There's a lot of stigma with that. So he was getting popular with that, and most of the girls sorted him out. Like the third and the fourth wife, they sorted him out. And he still has girls, that's still sorting, kind of vying to, to be a fifth wife. So yeah.
I mean, I can even show examples like, in America, why it's better to do like, just one wife because like look how successful capitalism is like in America. Think about how the Christian nation over here just took over like most of the world, and Islamic countries, don't get me wrong, like they're doing good, but they can't touch like where America's at right now, which is a Christian country. So it's like having multiple wives, it doesn't create a better society. Like we can easily see that Christianity can make a better society when it's just one man and one woman working completely together, not equally, but complementary together. I really don't think it works out whenever, because think about like the guys in that society. There's the guys at the bottom are getting less women, and when they get less because that guy at the top is able to get three or four girls or whatever, the guys at the bottom who are only getting none. That's what causes like school shootings, like all types of horrible shit happens because we don't like take care of those guys in society. And America did so good because we did so good for a good century or two at making sure people paired up very well, 1 to 1. I think it's just better for society overall whenever people aren't doing like what that guy does. I don't think it's healthier. I don't think it's good at all, just in any way, shape, or form. That's why I would love to interview him, because I would love to see like how that's even healthy.
Um,
I would. Oh my.
Speaking of let me just say this quick before you can ask your question. Speaking of that not being sustainable, I'm in the middle ground with, I'm being dragged between monogamy and polygyny. But another person I know, okay, I may not know that person personally, on X, he tweets a lot. We've talked a bit. Is Casey Jones, the guy with six wives. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I've heard.
we have we have talked. I've talked a lot with him, and seriously, I don't think it's that bad of a deal. It isn't that bad of a deal, because if you look at the West now, come on, we'll be honest when we say there's a lot of women in the West that they probably won't get married. Since everybody has this idea that if you're 30s, you can't, you are washed up, you can get married, things like that. And since with the way a lot of the mindset of most women in the West, it's kind of toxic. So a lot of men would even look it that way. So at the end of the day, I am starting to warm up to the fact that maybe, just maybe, monogamy isn't the answer.
Well, like
Yeah.
I could see it being an answer if you want to take those post-wall women. Like if you want to be like the guy who wipes up like the woman that couldn't have any other guy, or the fat girl or something. I'm telling you, quality women are never going to share resources. A really quality girl, like I'm talking like a fucking dime, or a girl that really has some value behind her, man, there's no way. And it's just because she knows her worth, especially here in America. Maybe in some other countries, or especially in Islamic countries, you can get away with it. But yeah, I'm just heavily against it, man. But no, I really like give props to you for like trying to do it, because any guy that pulls it off, it's obviously not easy. It's obviously like a really hard thing to do if you ever do pull it off. So I'll give props all day long to guys that pull it off. I just wouldn't condone it myself. If anybody else wants to come up and ask a question, feel free to do so. But I'll probably end stream soon if we don't have another question to come up, or if you have any questions for me, Man of Steel.
Yeah, Sergio. So, what is a quality woman to you?
I think a quality woman is a girl that obviously doesn't have like a super bad high body count, but really is a young woman that can be, taught things, that wants to be taught shit. But yeah, that's it really, because the low body count makes it to where you can easily be the new alpha to alpha widow her in your new way. It's kind of hard if you're competing with 20 other dudes that she's fucked in the past. But if she got like a decent low body count and she's willing to learn, I think that's all that matters.
Okay, from a totality standpoint of like society, I would actually agree with you that society should be more monogamy versus Man of Steel is saying that polygamy works as well. So I would agree with both of you guys. I don't think it's a one set fit all type of thing, and as well as the social cue. I mean the social circle thing that you pointed out earlier. That was a very keen distinction of a lifestyle, I would say. But I think it's slightly unrealistic for a majority of men to even create a social circle to have the women in volume to be able for them to come to them.
Well, that's
Would you agree or disagree?
well, that's where like I push back really hard, because it is like something that I hear all the time. Oh well, most guys couldn't do a soul circle, and I've seen guys that are 5'4", like I'm talking like short as shit, ugly. I've seen all types of dudes do this, because like to build a social circle doesn't mean that you're special in any way, shape, or form. Like it just means that you're social. It just means that you are good at building relationships and communicating with other people. And that's something that anybody can get good at. I actually took an autism test today, and I am fucking autistic apparently, according to this fucking test. I'm pretty autistic, but on the communication side of things and social side of things, I scored really good on all that stuff. That's the only reason why I'm not like 100% autistic, is because I'm very good at that. And it's because you can be maybe autistic like I was my whole life, but if you sit there and you practice and you try really hard to be a hyper social person, you're gonna be really good at social stuff. And it's just because you sat there and you did it all the time. Like it took practice. And I was the biggest nerd, bro. Like biggest nerd. I didn't go through puberty till I was like 16, 17, late bloomer as fuck. Played video games like crazy, super skinny, tall, nerdy dude. I just started going to the gym last year for the first time. I still always got girls my whole life. Like there's really no excuse to not have a social circle. And it was just easier for me because I was around women my whole life. And that's why I preach for guys to get into it as early as possible. Like you need to be trying to learn how to be friends with women very early on. And the better you are at it, the better the easier it will be for you to get girls.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't agree with the friend part. I do agree with the associate yourself and be friendly and talk to them, etc. part. I don't agree with the friend part. Friend to me is a very strong word that I don't think men should actually be friends with women. But to piggyback on what you just said, I think a level of PUA would have to happen to initiate that social circle that you're talking about.
Not really. Not really, because what a pickup artist does is he's trying to like build a house of cards usually, and trying to like try to make a girl think something about them. Whereas like I'm instantly showing intent, saying, "Yo, what's up? Give me your number. Like, what's good?" And I'm figuring out really quick if she even has a dude, like immediately. And then if she does or if she doesn't or whatever, like I'm instantly friend zoning. And that's where guys fuck up, is they get friend zoned by the girl, and you should be friend zoning the girl immediately. The problem with pickup is pickup assumes that every girl you walk up to is fucking single. It's just so dumb. Like 9 times out of 10, even at bars, 50% of the bitches are in a relationship or they're fucking a guy. So like it's just like you should automatically assume that walking into anything because that's so common, and you should always turn those girls into an asset, into instead of just another girl that you're going up to and then walking away from. If you turn them into an asset, and you try to fuck their friends, you end up getting way more out of it. Sometimes one girl turns into you fucking 3 of her friends. Like you think it's good to just have one girl that you're trying to pick up, like that one girl can turn into like a strikeout. Like it's way better to definitely focus on trying to friend zone girls and fuck their friends, to get even more options, on your table.
Okay, and I'm gonna land with this. I actually agree with what you just said. I think the disconnect that's happening now is UA more teaching men how to just be likable, how to just
Oh, your mic's cutting out for me, man. I think it's because Man of
Hey,
Steels is on.
Don, bro, you're I don't know who it is, but their mic is like giving bad feedback.
Yeah, I
No,
think it's
that's
because Man of
definitely not.
Steels was
It shouldn't
on
be.
mute.
Yeah, that was Man of Steel, man. Okay, go ahead, bro.
So all I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just land because I know other people trying to talk. I'm gonna wait for our 1v1, then I'm gonna destroy you. But anyway, I'm gonna end with this. Yeah, I think PUA is typically just teaching men, or freshman fit, or anybody you can just insert there. It's just teaching men how to be what they are supposed to be naturally, but they lack that experience, they lack those certain qualities, and it's trying to teach them that through, I guess, podcasts or whatever else you would call it. And I do also agree with what you said earlier, which experience will probably be the most impactful teacher. I don't think it would be the best teacher. I think it's the most impactful teacher. And I land my plane.
Yeah, so it's like my big thing though, Don, the reason why I'm so crazy about being against pickup and friend zoning the girls is because whenever you don't friend zone the girls, you put the pussy on the pedestal. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Dating literally started with prostitution fucking 100 years ago. Like it's always been putting the pussy on the pedestal whenever you're paying to go on dates or do any of this stuff. So when you instantly do the friend zone thing, you're creating the frame for the relationship, and that's something that guys don't do today. They walk into the frame of whatever the women want at first just to get sex. It's simping to me. And like and whenever you do shit this correct way and you friend zone the girls, you truly find genuine desire and you don't waste anything. Like a lot of guys waste time and they waste money whenever you do the pickup thing or whenever you date normally. If you truly do what I talk about correctly, you spend way less money, you waste way less time, and you end up with girls that actually like you. And that's something that most guys struggle with.
Okay, I respect that. Thank you for letting me up, Minister Sergio.
No, thank you, bro. Message me if you ever want to have a discussion one time, though.
No, I already did. We got a plan.
Oh, dude, good. Yeah, my bad.
I'm red pill overdose, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, dope, dude. Thank you.
Go ahead, Man of Steel.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, add to what Sergio said. When it comes to social circle game, you don't necessarily have to game the girls. If you go to high end events like galas, fundraisers, you simply game the men. Game the men and you get the women. It's basically like that. And your view of pickup, I don't think, to me, I disagree a little bit. You see, pickup does equipment, is equipment with the tools they need for the social building. Yes, I get the fact that a lot of pickup artists, it leads to pedestalizing the pussy. But at the end of the day, it's about getting the tools you need to, to strive in other areas. Like I don't know whether it's Don J just asked the question about like how many men can build a good social circle. It could take years to build a social circle. It could take months. What are you going to be doing when you're still building that social circle? You need some other thing, and that's where pickup comes. And I'm not saying you should be like a pickup artist, or no, I am not saying that. I'm just saying that you should learn a little bit from the pickup artist so that you can incorporate that in your game so that you can strive better. It's way easier. Everybody is picking sides, everybody is saying social circle, everybody is saying cold approach. Everybody saying online dating apps. You don't have to pick a specific side. Just pick from each. Like for me, I don't do online dating apps, but I do cold approach sometimes, and I'm also actively building up my social circle. So you don't have to pick a specific side. Just pick from each, and incorporate that in with you.
Yeah, for sure, bro. It's definitely good to like get good at everything. I will agree with y'all that like it's good to try to learn everything. It's just I cannot express enough that if you focused on one thing, like I said earlier, I'm just about winning the fucking game, dude. Like it's cool if you want to like get second place or third place or something like that, but my whole life I'm a competitive motherfucker. I want to be the best at this. I want to get the best girl. I want the hottest girls. I want the hottest girls that are really down for me. Like I'm not trying to fucking end up with one of the mid girls, dude. I see enough of my friends that are way more attractive than me or have way better traits than me, and they're fucking at home with a fat girl right now, bro. I see that enough to fucking know that like I don't want to do the strategies that some of them did, to end up in the situations that they're in. And like I said, I know guys that are so fucking short. Like that's who I truly speak for is the average man, because I think a lot of pickup and a lot of like dating app shit, that shit is good for like guys that are attractive in the top 4.5% of men or something. But whenever you get to like the average man, oh dude, if you want the average man to be truly happy, like I said, I don't see any other choice. I don't see how you have any other choice other than to master a social circle, because it's either that or end up with a mid girl or a girl that you're not even going to really like, and you're going to end up cheating on one day because you don't even really like her. And that like that's the flaw of like choosing like that mid girl, or settling.
I don't think doing cold approach. I think adding cold approach with social circle, that I should know. You could meet a lot of high quality girls on social circle and on cold approach. With social circle is more of the girl is way vetted. Like everybody vetted the girl before you meet her. Unlike cold approach where you have to actually like vet the girl. But both will give you the highest quality girls if you do it right. Questions?
Yeah, it's also like the a big flaw in dating today for most guys, man, is like, let's be real here. Like all the ladies could even agree with this. Like guys are just like unsafe. And like there's a lot of really weird dudes on the internet right now. There's like shit is just fucking scary. So a guy who's using pre-selection, who's using social circle game and has like a social circle of women around him, and him instantly being ranked higher just because he's seen as safer, like I said, for these short guys or these guys that maybe have a little bit of a weird thing about their face or something that makes them look weird, it works for them, man, because you want to be perceived as safe for a woman to want to be with you. Like I can't express enough how often a guy doing social circle game will get laid just because he's in the right place at the right time. It has nothing to do with that girl really liking them or any weird shit like that. It's just because that's how the vibe works for these girls, man. You can be in the right place at the right. It's all timing, and you know that as a dating guy, like we have to talk to people all the time about how like she might be ignoring you because she's talking to another dude. It's just bad timing, bro. It's not you. It's just bad timing. And social circle game makes it to where you capitalize on that timing consistently over and over and over again. Whereas like you don't get to capitalize like that on any other way unless it's a dating app, which only the top 4.5% of guys do good on dating apps. But no, if there was no more questions, is there any more questions from anybody else?
Oh, Zachy J's got his hand up, so I blow yeah. What's up, Zach?
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I just wanted to speak earlier on the. I've actually hung out with people that had multiple like wives and girlfriends. They're like I used to live a little bit of an untraditional life, in the sense that I worked at a strip club doing security, and during those times, you get to meet people that are running game, like real game too. It's not always the savorous, like the most savory type of game. By the way, this is like kind of like the seamy underbelly of society type of game. But it was a high-end strip club, so these are the most attractive girls that you can lay your eyes on. Might not be the highest status, but very, very, very beautiful women. And so you end up inevitably meeting people from that are running this type of lifestyle where they're allowed to either have multiple girlfriends or multiple quote unquote wives, you know. And I've gotten to hang out with a few, and I've noticed a few things that are in their lifestyle that it's either like I really don't understand how people will either find models where that actually works, because the people that are doing that kind of lifestyle where that actually works, they're like off grid. They're not on social media. You're not going to bump into them in real life. You know what I mean? You have to go like searching for them. Like Mormons with multiple wives, the only time you ever figure out that Mormons are having multiple wives is because for some reason they get in trouble with the police, and then now they're in the papers. But apart from that, there's no scrutiny, there's no eyeballs, and there's no attention on that matter. And so like we have the modern context where it happens. It's kind of like these open relationships. But I've met this one guy. He was a porn star. He has his 2 girls with him who live with him. So they live in a close proximity to each other. You know, all in the same in the apartment. And he has his like, you know, set of rules. But they're like it's pretty loose, and they just do business together. So there's like a reason for them to almost always be together. They're doing business together. They're shooting content together. You know what I mean? There's the women that he has surrounded himself with will naturally almost always be around him, because that's just the nature of how they're living their life. So when I hear other people that are like bumping into people that are like, okay, that are living that quote unquote life to some degree, it's kind of like highly like skeptical, because just like men are not, there's hardly people that are built to build organizations. There's a very select few people, men and women, that are out there building organizations other than independent business owners. I'm talking about like anything like above like, you know, 3 to 4 people. Trying to get 3 to 4 people to collaborate and build on anything, that's a task. And you're telling me that there's that we're kind of spreading almost like an ideology that guys out there who have not even built an empire or a business, or probably are still thinking about how to even talk to women and approach women. Hey, guess what you guys can do too? Let's go saddle you with a few other women and see how that works out for you. So I just wanted to do a little bit of pushback from real life experience and what it kind of looks like when at least from my perspective, of what multiple wives or multiple girlfriends looks like from my perspective, from real life experience. See what you guys have to say.
No, thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Like, yeah, like the only thing I would say is I think they work short term for sure. I will definitely say that I think these things work short term for sure. Now, if they can make it last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they'll surprise me. I will say I would be surprised, and I would be pretty you know, like that's dope if they make that.
Well, that is the. Oh, sorry. Did Man of Steel want to? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what I wanted to say to add on to that is like, all right. So a lot of people live off of postmodern philosophy where everything is relative, and they really don't understand any of the implications of their actions. Because they're like, oh, wait, don't worry about this. Like, because like for me, it's good, or right now it's good to do. And they have no concept of what it means to extrapolate behaviors out and multiply it by multiple people. And that's why we have like think about it. It's like the tragedy of the commons. It's ubiquitous. There's people are polluting waterways, and everyone knows it, and it still happens, right? We have garbage patches in the ocean because it's the tragedy of the commons. And that very same way that people treat their environment is how they is also how they're also going to figure out how to treat other people too. And I just don't see it working on scale where they take this idea of, hey, you can have multiple relationships with multiple women, and they can be true, and people not thinking that, oh, we can extrapolate that behavior out to any significant number, a significant number where it's like provable, where this can work at scale. There's to bring in a new emergent idea or even old ideas and operate them at scale, it takes a lot of work, and people are just glossing over that like it's non-existent. I'm like, if you've done the work, you can at least leave a blueprint or an outline of how it's done. And the people that, like Aubrey Marcus, for instance, he was running his open, relationship, and before he got divorced with his the woman, or they broke up, he was telling everyone about open relationships. Oh my God, it's so good, open relationships, guys. You can just fuck girls. Look at this, it's amazing, And I had friends too who were a yoga teacher, and they used to go to Aubrey Marcus's parties because he would teach Aubrey Marcus yoga, and he would tell me what's happening behind the scenes. And it's like, that's not how any person could run a relationship like realistically. There's no realistic way that you could be doing those behaviors and those activities and have a wholesome relationship that you can build upon. And I was calling this out a long time before Aubrey, before the chickens came to roost for Aubrey Marcus. And then later on, 3 years later, he was like, oh, well, guys, turns out, I don't know if we ended up kind of having to go our own ways. Don't worry, we're still best friends. It's like, that's like bullshit, because this is how a lot of people think. And it's like postmodern and it's relative. And if they understood the foundation of, and what you were mentioning earlier, why our society is good, why America is, for some reason, they figured out a pathway for a lot of people to build together, and it was working for a while. Now it's a little sketchy, but it was working for a while. And a lot of that is founded on ancient wisdom that's been passed on through the Bible. And people are like, don't worry, we can, for some reason, we can ignore that because we have no proof, quote unquote, of God. So we don't need to worry about whatever this is saying, and we can build upon a new area. We can just have completely new emergent ideas and ignore all the way that this information and why it has become timeless, and ignore that, and we don't need to use that to build out a further society. So I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if you guys want to speak on that.
No, that was a good point, man. I like how you put it because it was way better, detailed than mine.
Well, fair points. But if you look at it this way, right? I think the polygenistic lifestyle was in the Old Testament. Am I right? If I'm wrong, you could tell me. The polygenistic lifestyle was in the Old Testament.
Yeah, it was. This is updated though.
Okay, so the thing is, and I'm going to add a brief about my personal life. My granddad, right, he had two wives and 12 children. And at the time of his passing, I knew how chaotic it became after his passing. Now, the thing with this kind of thing is, polygenistic lifestyle isn't new per se. There's nothing new about it. And the world is ever changing. Things will always change. And I'm not saying this in support of polygenistic lifestyle. Neither am I saying this to disagree. I'm not saying this against it either. But I'm saying that things are changing. At the end of the day, everybody will have to look at the quote unquote monogamy and go, okay, this isn't working for me no more. You look at monogamy and you're like, there's nothing sustainable about it. So a lot of people will just say it and be like, no. And the polygenistic lifestyle, you said something about it not being something that a lot, like my friend that I talked about, right? True, he is living off the grid, right? But in the place where he stays, a lot of people they know him. Like there's a lot of social stigma about it. And at the end of the day, I see it as people, they will judge what they don't understand. I'm not saying everybody should do it, but at the end of the day, to the men that would like to do this, it is an option. And whether it's sustainable, whether it's viable, it's up to you. You could ask. If you know anyone, you could ask. If you don't know, then you you just have to figure it out. So yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. So, all right, let's. There's a lot to unpack here, and a lot of, again, this is like very postmodern of you, and it doesn't show a deep reflection on all the historical evidence that has been preserved about cultures and about civilizations and how they've been formed and how they have transformed this world around us, either into a positive place or into a negative place. You've either made them into something that works or something that's akin to like a communist Russia, or like it's a terrible organization of people. So you can take this history into account when you're making decisions. So it's not this whole, oh, well, we don't know. We can just have to figure it out. Every man can just go out there and do this little exploration. We can use things from our past and use it to better our future. It's been done in many different places. We might as well take some of the things that are gifted to us, that we're directly talking about relationships and how men and women should relate to each other, take that into account. So like if polygamous relationships is so awesome, where are the civilizations that are being built off of the backs of polygamous relationships, where the middle class, where the backbone of society is polygamous? And like we can look around. Like, could you name me one culture that you can look up to now that says, hey, this is the backbone of the people that are getting the things done, building the infrastructure of this country, and making the place a better place? Where is that? And where are they polygamous? And which country do you look up to? I don't know if you want to answer that question or not.
Yeah, fair points there. I don't know per se civilizations that that have done polygyny. I don't know per se.
Yeah, there's some people in the Bible that did have multiple marriages and multiple wives, but I would heavily advise to read King Solomon, because King Solomon, he had a lot of wives. Dude had a lot of wives, okay? And guess what was his undoing? Was one of those wives, right? So King Solomon, the wisest dude in the Bible, the wisest dude out there, right? That's what he's well known for. He gets undone by one of his wives, one of his many wives. So it's like, if you want to understand how to have multiple wives in relationships and still run a functioning society, that is a separate question than could a man do that, right? It's like, yeah, a man could do that, but we also have to go a little bit deeper too, because men and women, they want to do things that are not always good for them. Like, I know that. We all know that. There's plenty of things in our life that we do which we well know are vices, which we well know that if I do this too much, man, if I do too much drugs too often, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? If I eat sugar, if I eat junk food too much too often, it's going to be a problem. So there's things that this knowledge that was gifted to us in the Bible and other holy scriptures is tackling the same issues so we don't have to start from square one. We don't have to rebuild the wheel every single time somebody is born They don't have to start from zero. They can start from something that's worth building upon for later, for the future. So if you want to, yeah, go for it.
But you do know there are some people in the Bible that actually had this kind of lifestyle, like like Abraham, he had this kind of lifestyle. So are you going to point to that also? And in regards to Solomon actually, we could say he lost frame, right? We could say he lost frame because at the end of the day, he listened to the advice of one wife. He literally lost his guard there. So, come on, boy. In the case of Solomon, it's too extreme. Do that like I think 1,000 wife and 900 plus. So then I get where you're going, because you are going in terms of how is this going to work with society, and people that practice this. I don't think that a lot of people are looking at how it's going to affect society. Now, the same with this is that from scratch, you should know that this is not a new idea, right? It's been going on a long time. And definitely, such a thing, not everyone is going to do it, right? A lot of people will still go down the monogamy route. They will still have one wife, right? But a few, they're going to have multiple women. And because there are a few, and because not everyone know them, we cannot collect any data per se on that specific idea, right? We can't collect any, we can't get any data on that. So I don't know in terms of pointing out with society. That context doesn't.
Yeah, it's not a new idea. It's not a new idea. And because it's not a new idea and it's been around since the dawn of time, and man has been doing what men would like to do, and men would like to do, either sleep with a lot of women or try to figure out how to do that on a continuous basis. This idea has been tested over and over and over again, to the point where in scriptures, even while in the early days in the Bible, they're talking about people that had multiple wives. You have to understand the culture that they're living in. The culture that they're living in is very clan-like, it's very tribal-like, and it's very patriarchal, to the sense where if you are going out there and engaging with people, you're not walking down the street and skipping and doing your day-to-day business. You're probably a herder. You have to go kill some lions. You might have to fight off a tribe that's trying to steal your women, or steal your cattle, or steal whatever you have that's worth of taking. Somebody's out there trying to take it, right? So it's an uncivilized land, and these people are growing up at the dawn of when people are trying to figure out how to build something that's worth raising a family in, that's not going to be complete chaos. So did these people have multiple wives? Yeah, they had multiple wives, but they were living a different life. You can't be like, we can't compare apples to oranges here and be like, well, these guys over here were doing it. It's like, well, do you want their responsibilities too? Do you want to live their life too, just to have these multiple women? You want to have to go out on your day-to-day and have to like kill a dude because he's trying to kill you? Like, that's the kind of responsibility that's going to take to live that life, and to quote that area of the Bible and be like, well, they did it, so I can do it too. So in order to live the life that we're doing now, they left us some ideas of how to do it. And eventually it distills down to a more monogamous relationships. And it's not just because, hey, this is societal control, or, we want guys to not have fun. It's like they put some thought into this. They were thinking about how men and women relate to each other, and how you can do that in the most optimal way possible. And they realize, they made some realizations along the way. And they say, the man and the woman, when they get married, you cleave to your husband, right? The woman cleaves to the husband. They become one. They become united in a really strong bond. And that bond, which once was sacred, and once was highly respected throughout culture. Now it's not so much anymore. So we have to have another conversation about what to do about that. But that bond was once sacred and profound because you were actually psychologically, energetically imprinting onto each other, neurologically growing your mind and your brain to encompass this other person's consciousness. So these books understood that that was a very important moment in anyone's life for them to bond to another person, not only just through physical sex, but from your level of your consciousness itself. You are bonding to another person. And in order to build a society that can work and to have people that have a home with families that work, you can't separate that bond because those two now have become one. So modern society says, hey, guess what, guys? Everyone can do that thing where when two people come together and they technically are becoming one because they're bonding. Well, anyone can do that at any time, and it's really cool. Don't worry. You can have your fun, and there's really no repercussions because it's all relative. Because look, she left with a smile on her face. I'm leaving with a smile on my face. So everything's cool, right? And they don't return back and then ask the questions about, hey, what's happening later on in life, right? What's happening and how are you living now? And how did that turn out for you, right? This is all so new, and about how we're treating this knowledge that has, again, been passed on to us for a very long time for a very specific reason, because these people have thought about this they had to think about this in order to structure society. And then you can compare the society that America has built and that Christian nations have built. And you can look around the world and be like, well, it turns out that there's a lot of people that are immigrating to Christian nations. It's not kind of going the opposite way. So if you want to take out the underpinning of these Christian nations by saying, well, we can just have these things, you're ignoring the very thing that gives a lot of people the safety and civilization which they're enjoying now. The platform that we're speaking on is built from a Christian nation. You know what I mean? So it's like the very way that we're speaking from all over the world and coming together on this platform is because somebody figured out how to run a civilization to the point where we're not just taking everything from each other and trying to stack up as much wealth as possible in terms of women and all these things, but instead figuring out how to pool resources as a society, to leverage our skills, our resources together to build something greater. And that kind of comes undone when you start picking at the pillars of society, which are families. So yeah, that's why I wanted to see what you guys have to say about that part.
No, I like what you're saying, bro, just because obviously I agree with everything that you're saying. Man of Steel, though, I was about to close up the stream, though. Did you have anything that you wanted to plug in, before I ended the stream up, or shout out your channel and stuff really quick so people can come find you?
Okay, yeah, sure. You can follow me on Twitter. I also have a Substack on my link is in the bio. Subscribe there. I basically talk about modern dating challenges and how you can solve them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. I want to get into Substack, so I might have to check yours out and read it so I can get some ideas for whenever I start one. But I appreciate you for coming on, bro, and I really appreciate you for engaging with me on Twitter and stuff. And it's always nice finding somebody else on Twitter that, we're kind of doing the same thing, so we get to talk to each other about the same shit. I appreciate you for coming on here and talking to me about this, because a lot of people sometimes don't like to talk to me about my opinions. So I appreciate you for not blocking me and being cool about everything, man.
That's because he's scared all of them.
Hell yeah, you guys, go ahead and follow Man of Steel. Follow Fergie. They post amazing content on X. Some of the best creators on here. Yeah, to Man of Steel, appreciate you being on, bro, and speaking. Really appreciate that, man. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, shout out to Zachy. Thank you. And Vale, thank you so much, bro. Everybody go follow Vale as well. But yeah, I'll see you later, Vale, in another space here in a little bit, guys. I'm going to close out this space. I'll see you later, though. Peace out, bro.
Have a good night, man. Later.
Well, guys, That was fucking a little annoying with the fucking audio issues, and he had a pretty hardcore fucking French accent there. I'm gonna get better at doing these Twitter collabs. Probably kind of gonna focus on not doing the accent stuff, or try to do some audio tests beforehand to make sure we don't have those same issues. Yeah, kind of rubbed me wrong. It was still good. It was still good though. I like it anytime somebody's a pickup artist like this, so I can practice refining my whole, strategy that I talk about, guys. Of I got to keep getting good, better and better and better about talking about this being friend stuff and just why it's better and how it's simping to do pickup and stuff. I'm gonna just keep getting better and better and better over time. But I really appreciate all y'all for coming, guys. Don't forget we're dropping Status Hackers on 4/24/24, so be ready for that. Excited for this dope ass fucking eclipse tomorrow, as y'all can see by my background. And that's always been my background for my computer, okay? I didn't just put that because of the eclipse. I'm obsessed with eclipse. I really like them. So I'm really excited to watch that tomorrow. I got another show tomorrow with Vale. We're the same Spaces thing, but it's going to be with Red Pill Vegeta, Vegeta, as I've been calling him, Fageta, as I've been calling him. Hopefully that's like a pretty good thing. He unblocked me. He's one of the first red pillars to unblock me, so I'll give him some brownie points for that. But thank y'all guys for coming and hanging out today. To the Twitter people, we got 46 of y'all up here. Thank you to all my Twitter viewers, man. I really appreciate y'all. I will be back though. Yeah, guys, I will see y'all, tomorrow night. I think I got a couple more shows this next week. I'm gonna try to give y'all 2 or 3 at least this week. So I'll keep y'all updated, man. I really appreciate it. But y'all take it easy. Don't be too fucking crazy out there. I'll see y'all. I know the solar eclipse is going to make some people act like kind of wild, but don't act too wild. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace out.